Hello again, ninth graders. I'm sure you're getting tired of hearing these videos with Mrs. Hovland's voice on them. However, these are important strategies that we are going to continue to work on each week so that we can make sure you have a toolbox of strategies that you can use in all of your learning, in all of your classes, and even into the future. So, and I will tell you, as an adult, I still use these strategies today when I'm working with different texts, especially if it's a text that is more for an academic or learning purpose. So if I am reading a manual on how to put something together, I am going to need to use some of those marking the text or stopping and making connections like we're going to talk about today, because otherwise I'm not going to fully know what I'm doing. I'm probably going to make a mistake and I'm going to build that shelf for MyKia the wrong way. So if you, and you can see our marking the text from last time, still up over there. So today I dug in and I just researched a career in the background or in the pathway of AFNR, which is the pathway that you're working on currently with Packer Profile. So meteorologist came up and I was kind of interested in that as a idea to look into, and some of you might be interested in that career. So today with your teachers, you might be able to use either this article or other articles about the career that you're digging into in order to find some connections. So you see here over on this left side, it says pausing to connect, questions and methods. So pausing connect is a strategy that you use when you read, and it helps you to gain a deeper understanding of the text and will help you to become more of a skilled reader. So when you can connect with the text that you're reading, you're going to get more out of it and you're just going to go to that deeper level. So what do I understand and what don't I understand? So if I'm reading and I don't get something, I'm going to write that down because it's going to help me later when I have that question. Think about when you're in a class. If you're reading something, you're like, this does not make any sense. Write down that question. So even just in the margins, you can write that. Or in your notebook. If you're like, I'm on a computer and I don't like to write on the computer, well then put it in your notebook. What information do they need to clarify? Like what don't I get again? Why is the author repeating something? Like if there's a word that they're repeating over and over. Pause. Like, why are they saying this so much? There's probably a reason. How does this term or phrase connect to what they're arguing or sharing about? How does what I read connect to the paragraphs or sections around it? What is the author trying to get me to think about here and here and here? So keep thinking about that. What are they doing in that specific paragraph? What is their purpose? And how has this paragraph helped me to understand the whole text? And you can see here it gives you tips for if you're reading a textbook, a nonfiction piece, or a fiction piece. So we're going to pause today more with the nonfiction and think about, okay, clarify information, exploring the words, relationships between language and meaning, like what's going on. Look at how things are related and trying to understand. So if I go over here to my article, now if you're wanting to mark your text on the computer, you guys might have a smarter way to do this because usually you know more things about computers than I do, but I just go in and I save it as a PDF. So I click to print and then I say save as a PDF, and then I'm going to save that to my desktop and I'm going to open it. Now I can go up here and I can use my highlighter or my pen to mark the text. Oh, I can even use that to type. I've never even seen that one, you guys. Look at, I learned something new. So when I go in here, what is meteorology? Okay, or what is a meteorologist? Okay, meteorology is a science concerned with Earth's atmosphere and its physical processes. A meteorologist is a physical scientist who observes, studies, or forecasts the weather. Okay, I would probably pause there and think like, whoa, okay, that was a lot of information all at once. So meteorology is connected with science. Okay, now we know that. I'm just gonna like highlight that because I'm wondering how many science classes I'm gonna have to take, because I am not always the greatest with science, but maybe I'll be okay because it seems like an interesting career. So there are physical scientists who observe, studies, or forecast the weather. Okay, I'm going to observe and study, and I'm also going to forecast. So, okay, so I probably know some of that, but I maybe don't know everything. So what does a meteorologist actually do? All right, this is where I'm going to get into, and look, I want to make this one a little bit bigger. There you go, guys. Okay, so what do they do? The duties of a meteorologist or hydrometeorological technician. Whoa, okay, that's a big word. Hydrometeorological technician. And I might be like, I might go like this and be like, what is this? Look more. because I might want to know, like, what in the world is that? Like, is that a different thing than meteorologist? I need to figure out if that's a different job or if it's just a different name or what's going on there. General forecasters and lead forecasters are typically responsible for analyzing meteorological data from a variety of sources to prepare and issue forecasts, products, advisories, warnings, and concerning a number of hazardous weather conditions. Okay. Oh, I got to stop because that was a lot. Now look at, I'm rereading it. Forecasters are typically responsible for analyzing the data from a variety of sources to prepare and issue forecasts. Okay, I'm seeing the word forecast over and over. So, oh well, I get. Okay, forecast keeps coming up, so I want to know that. And then, so they're using sources and researching, really. Some of us maybe didn't know that that's what meteorologists are actually doing. Okay, so now that goes here. And I'm going to connect that with my highlighter. So I'm going to say, like, okay, they're using their sources to prepare and issue forecasts. I'm going to do that. That makes sense to me. Okay, so I know they're doing that. Meteorologists also collect data and provide weather advice and guidance to other federal, state, and local agencies. Oh, I don't think I knew that they worked with other agencies. So that is new to me. So I might say here, work with other agencies and really guide them. Okay, because I didn't necessarily know that. I just thought I saw them on the news. They can also be trained as incident meteorologists for deployment in support of wildfires and other environmental hazards. Okay, wow, that's interesting. That's new. Okay, so after this paragraph, I'm going to pause. So a meteorologist basically has to look at sources. So they're not just guessing the weather. They're looking at sources and information that pulls together to help them forecast what the weather is going to be. You know, they're a scientist now, like they're a type of scientist. And they also are responsible for connecting with these other organizations. All right. So that is a way more than me just thinking it's this person on the news for 5 minutes every night. Okay. All right. So then if I go down, okay, work environment. Ooh, I might want to know about the work environment. Like, where am I going to work? What am I going to do? So if I look at this, the NWS employs over 2,000 meteorologists. Okay, that's a lot across the United States. So they can work in a lot of different places. You see here, work in weather forecast office, river forecast centers, national centers at regional and national headquarters. The work environment in these offices varies because some use forecasts while others collect data. Ooh, that's important to me. So it says some meteorologists issue forecasts while others collect data and research. Ooh, and travel is occasionally required. Well, I like that. So let's see here. Travel. That's something that's good for me. Like, where can I go? Is it dangerous? Because sometimes I see the meteorologist like in a hurricane and they're right in the middle of it. And that's kind of weird to me. Some meteorologists, okay, some issue forecasts, while others, some perform other duties. Okay, so I want to know more about the other duties. Okay. So most meteorologists and HMTs who issue forecasts and collect data work rotating shifts and include night, weekends, and holidays. I don't know if I like that. Nights, weekends, and holidays. Do I really want to work that? I'm going to put that in red because I am not sure I want to work nights, weekends, and holidays. That might, I don't know what happened to my thing. No, I don't like that. Okay. All right. Well, now I can start looking. You see, here's more about like experience, education, and then it's got some meteorologists. Now, if I was on their webpage, I could click into them to learn more about them. So you can see there, as I went through, I paused and I thought about things. I asked questions. I clarified. I looked at those words. This will help you as you're going through any type of text. If you're reading your science textbook and you're studying about the cell or something, I don't know what you guys are studying this year right now in science, but if you were doing that and you were like, what does this mean? Stop, ask. If you check those things as you're reading, and then I can look back at my notes and see, okay, wait, okay, so science and they observe and forecast. Okay, good. Sources to prepare. Okay, so they use sources, and I've got that over here again. Research, work with other agencies. Now I've got information that stands out that's going to be important as I'm working. So you're going to spend some more time today finishing up this article and then talking with your peers and your teacher about how you can use this strategy in other classes, and you can put it into play today working on your different studying that you need to do. But we want to see you putting these skills to action because they're going to help you tremendously as you continue moving forward here at Austin High School, but also in the future. Have a great day.